uh,
Yeah. Okay.
does it mean that they are not as your devotees like Arjuna?
Okay. Nice question, Mataji. I'll put it in front of everybody. We'll see what kind of answers we get. So what is the question?
Yeah.
Question is, why did Krishna specifically choose Arjuna? Okay. So who can answer? What kind of answers we can think about it? Anybody? 5 minutes, 2 minutes we can discuss. Why?
It is mentioned in the Gita that that Arjuna was also Krishna's friend. So being his most dear friend and greatest devotee, like Krishna made him his instrument.
First reason is he was considered his friend. Okay, then.
But Yudhishthir, who was always following the dharma, he can be Krishna. Why did Krishna didn't choose Yudhishthira?
Yeah. No, wait, Sujata Mataji, you wait. No,
Yeah.
we'll think about what enough answers we get. Then
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
try to conclude.
Sure.
Anybody? Just think about it.
Arjun was capable as well.
Arjuna is capable. Okay. Okay.
It was the Lord's desire and plan.
Yeah, it was love. But this is one motherhood statement wherever we say it's Lord, this we cannot. Okay, good. Another. Yeah. Okay. Anybody? That's all. We are 10 of us, no? No other thought. Fine. Okay. So, Mataji, how do we implied understanding? Yeah, whatever they said is also correct. He is very good friend. He's this Krishna's will, and then also this one. But implied understanding is implied way of another way of seeing it is Yudhishthira. If you break in between each of them, how do we see is Yudhishthira is considered elder to Krishna. Okay, so which means he had a lot of respects to Yudhishthira. So, for example, when even from in childhood, when they go and meet and all, Krishna will fall at the feet of Yudhishthira, even though Yudhishthira knows Krishna is the supreme Lord, he is the protector, everything, but still in the relative state of being seen as a cousin or a nephew, then Yudhishthira will accept that in a terminology. So in that situation, Arjuna is kind of little more same equal age or kind of in same kind of an age between that same age group. Like now, if we, for example, in our relatives also, among your cousin sisters or cousins, if there are somebody who's very senior to you, you will give them respect. You may not be very close with them. If somebody is very junior with you, you may not be you may be giving more advice, and this one you may not be able to share and care so nicely with the same age group. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is one of the major reasons. Nakula and Sahadeva, they are very junior to Krishna, and they pay respects.
Okay.
And Bhima is also senior. Okay. Sometimes somebody will say Bhima also, but Bhima is in a situation where actually Yudhishthira, Bhima, and then Arjuna. So Arjuna and Krishna are in kind of more or less same kind of group, and from childhood onwards, they were close. This is one of the major reasons why Krishna chose Arjuna. Other reasons are all there. So all of them are compassionate, all are know this one. But Arjuna is very special because he was always thinking of Krishna. He was always very close with Krishna. They will in the coming chapters, it will say both of them ate together, both of them slept in the same bed, both of them will fight against each other. Even in for example, Kunti Maharani, when brings one big thali of prasadam, they both will eat from the same plate. Okay. But Yudhishthira being an elder person, Yudhishthira will follow certain niyamam, certain procedures. So he will maintain. Bhima will have his own way of this one. Nakula, Sahadeva being separate younger twins, so they had their own way. So these are all some of the reasons. And that is why Krishna chose Arjuna.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for clarification.
Let's go. 36. This is another reason. So many reasons are coming out. What is the fourth reason? This one. Okay. Papam eva shreya asman atvaitan atatayanaha tasman naha vayam hantum dadarashan sabhandavan swajanam hi katam hatva sukinaha shama madava. Yeah. Dhruva, you want to read, Dhruv?
Yes, Rudy. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? According to Vedic injunctions, there are six kind of aggressors. 1. A poison giver. 2. One who sets fire to the house. 3. One who attacks with deadly weapons. 4. One who plunders riches. 5. One who occupies others' lands. And 6. One who kidnaps a wife. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. Such killing of aggressors is quite befitting any ordinary man, but Arjuna was not an ordinary person. He was saintly by character, and therefore he wanted to deal with them in saintliness. This kind of saintliness, however, is not for a Kshatriya. Although a responsible man in the administration of a state is required to be saintly, he should not be cowardly. For example, Lord Rama was so saintly that people are now, even now, are anxious to live in the kingdom of Lord Rama, Rama Raja, but Lord Rama never showed any cowardice. Ravana was an aggressor against Rama because Ravana kidnapped Rama's wife Sita, but Lord Rama gave him sufficient lessons unparalleled in the history of the world. In Arjuna's case, however, one should consider the special type of aggressors, namely his own grandfather, own teacher, friends, sons, grandsons, etc. Because of them, Arjuna thought that he should not take the severe steps necessary against ordinary aggressors. Besides that, saintly persons are advised to forgive. Such injunctions for saintly persons are more important than any political emergency. Arjuna considered that rather than kill his own kinsmen for political reasons, it would be better to forgive them on grounds of religion and saintly behavior. He did not therefore consider such killing profitable simply for the matter of temporary bodily happiness. After all, kingdoms and pleasures derived therefrom are not permanent. So why should he risk his life and eternal salvation by killing his own kinsmen? Arjuna's addressing of Krishna as Madhava, or the husband of the goddess of fortune, is also significant in this connection. He wanted to point out to Krishna that as the husband of the goddess of fortune, he should not induce Arjuna to take up a matter which would ultimately bring about misfortune. Krishna, however, never brings misfortune to anyone, to say nothing of his devotees.
Okay, thanks, Dhruva. So very nice, perfect. So this sloka is also one of the important slokas. We are talking about Atatayanaha. Okay, Papa Meva Shed. First word Papa Meva Shed is if I kill them, Hatvaitan Atatayanaha. So he is saying if I kill somebody, I will get Papa. Obviously, you will get Papa. So there is no question about it, right? Like even in Manu's dharma or in the laws of nature or in our own society also, you get somebody, definitely you will get because it's a wrong act, you will definitely get the Papa. However, when the word however comes, there are specific reasons, specific points in which killing is allowed. Uh, what are all the reasons? That is what is getting listed. Okay, so that is what Prabhupada is also bringing called Atatayana. Hatvaitan Atatayana. Atatayana is somebody kind of aggressors, which our Vedic junctions allow them to be killed or allow them to be punished at any situation. Who are they? This six name they have made. Somebody who is kidnapping your wife, somebody occupying the land, somebody plundering the rich, or attacking or setting the house on fire, poison river. So these kinds of persons are to be severely punished. Okay, so when you do that, there is no sin to it. Right? For example, in a society where there is a death sentence, so somebody has to execute that death sentence. So when somebody executes that death sentence, whether sin will come, no, that portion is not about sin taking. Okay, so that is where Arjuna is not in a state of mind to understand between what is actual killing versus what is actually giving punishment. Okay, so he's kind of a little confused, and then he's trying to bring in all reasons. So Prabhupada giving reasons for example of Ramayana also. Ravana was a great aggressor, but still Ram Ram gave him some opportunity. And then he was obviously he was killed at the last. So nothing nothing to discuss also. So he was about to be killed, he was definitely killed. But still, Rama was very magnanimous to give him some kind of an opportunity. Right? So that is what we can actually. So he's saying, for political reasons, if I kill my own kingsman, then I will not get into any kind of good nature. So it will give me papam. So in the previous slokas, what he was saying, if I kill them, I will not get happiness. If I kill them, I will not be happy. If I kill them, what is the use? Now he's saying, if I kill them, I get papam. If I kill them, I'll get misfortune. So Prabhupada is Madhava, even though he's saying misfortune, but he's calling Krishna as Madhava. So when somebody is in the home of where Madhava or Krishna or Lakshmi Devi is worshipped, there is no chance of misfortune or amangalam, right? So when Krishna is there, definitely there is no misfortune at all. So that is what Prabhupada is bringing. Unfortunately, Arjuna is not able to understand. Arjuna is thinking that no, if I kill them, I'll get papam. So I want to avoid papam. So sometimes we also will say no, oh no, I will not do this. I'll be affected by this one. So those are all some kind of pseudo reasons, or not the actual reasons by which we want to perform that activity. We'll just contemplate on something and create our own reasons, right? So Arjuna is also bringing that kind of reasons. So he has got that saintly behavior, he has got that nature, but the points that he puts forth is not the real points. Okay. So from an exam point of view also, you should know what are all these Atataina, who are all these 6 kind of aggressors who are supposed to be killed. Another 15 minutes, we'll try to finish this section. Then in next class, we will try to complete this chapter. We'll go for a revision of this chapter. Another 6 to 8 slokas. We'll see what we do. Okay. Can somebody read the translation?
O Janardhan, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's a family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? A Kshatriya is not supposed to refuse to battle or gamble when he is so invited by some rival party. Under such an obligation, Arjun could not refuse to fight because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. In this connection, Arjun considered that the other party might be blind to the effects of such a challenge. Arjun, however, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the challenge. Obligation is actually binding when the effect is good, but when the effect is otherwise, then no one can be bound. Considering all these pros and cons, Arjun decided not to fight.
So Arjuna is bringing another reason that no, these people are first thing he told is they are all my close friends. This one, now he's taking another stand. He's saying no, these people are loba pashyati loba upahata kulakshaye kritam dosham. So mitra dohecha. So it is like no mitra droham. Like quarreling with my own friends, and they are bound by greed. So if I kill them, then it is not good. Papam asmat nivartinam. So it will become more of engaging in sin. So he's making a kind of a different perspective. He's saying, no, these are all bad people. They are all greed. Why should I kill them? If I kill them, they will be like kind of I will get only sin. And even though they have come out as kind of a challenging situation, like as a Kshatriya, I'm supposed to fight with them and they are supposed to fight them. They don't really know. He is putting the other point. He's saying they are coming up with challenge, but they don't know that it is a challenge, and they are in a state of different spirit of fighting. So they are in a challenge mode. So obligation, Prabhupada is making that point. Obligation is actually binding when the effect is good. Let's say, for example, when you are obligated, then that means you give something, then you take something, which is good for both the sides. But if it is other side is with the effect is not good, then there is nothing called as obligation. So somebody is asking you to fight also, you should know If somebody is calling for you an argument, somebody is asking to make a particular statement, you need to evaluate the opposite person. You need to ask them, is it really worth to discuss? Is it really worth to go into an argument? Okay, so this is very important point. Nowadays, now everywhere, some debate here and there, all kind of TV shows, this and all. Whenever you get an opportunity, you will start debating this, that, this, that. But you need to stand at one point and see that whether it is really worth to have a debate. Right? The word darga is used. Darga means logical reasoning. Logical reasoning means having a conclusion based on there's an assumption, and then trying to bring in various shastric references. So that is what the typical logical argument or reasoning. But this situation is like totally irrelevant and unwanted, because he is saying whatever they are trying to challenge is not at all possible, not at all required. So I'm not going to fight. Again, this is another way of seeing. But Prabhupada is bringing in a very nice way in the next few slokas. In the second chapter, Krishna will point it out and say, no, you have to fight because you are a Kshatriya. Whatever be the reason so like that. For example, everybody will say, Yudhishthira, what is the biggest weakness of Yudhishthira? What is the biggest weakness of Yudhishthira?
To attain kingdom?
No, we will say Yudhishthira is a very nice person, very good diplomatic, dharmaraj.
Yudhishthira, sorry, dharma.
And he cannot speak lie.
He cannot. No, that is positive only. No, I'm talking about.
Always follow the dharma path.
No. Just think about Mahabharata, then you will know the story of Mahabharata.
Over reliance on dharma.
Over reliance on dharma. That is not weakness. No, this is good only. You follow. He's a
I mean, and not understanding the hierarchy of dharma.
hierarchy. Okay. Yeah, you can say. The biggest weakness of Yudhishthira is gambling. Okay. So Kshatriyas can do the gambling at some point of time. Gambling means that playing that dice game, not the so-called sophisticated gambling. Okay. Nowadays we have all kind of gambling, but those days gambling means this playing this dice game. What is the thing is, if somebody calls you for that game, you are supposed to go and play. But you can take up a position when say, no, I will not fight now. But Yudhishthira, first time he fought, he played the game, he lost. Then they went to the forest, they did everything. Then the second time also, he was called, okay, for that gambling, for that dice game. So he could have refused, or he could have taken up Krishna as his player. No, but second time also he went without support of Krishna, forgetting. That is what Krishna will say. This you went for the second time. At that moment, instead of Duryodhana playing for Sakuni, if you had called me, the entire thing would have gone different. Correct. So that is where we can see. Sometimes we are obligated. We are blindly obligated, and then leading to different situations. But that again, in one way, is also is good, because that made the entire Mahabharata start, and then the entire thing came. So in one way it is good, but the character, from a character point of view, we can analyze that. Okay.
Sorry, Prabhu, just wanted to ask here that, so how should, in day-to-day's life, how should we take the decision? Like just now you mentioned that while making the decision, Yudhishthira didn't call the Lord Krishna while taking the decision that whether he wanted to be with him or not. So how should we act in day-to-day's life?
Yeah, we do.
While
It will be very detailedly dealt in the second chapter. But I'll give you a very small hint. Whenever you have this kind of situations, you always pray to the Lord, and then somewhere or other, through your intelligence, you'll get that decision. So sometimes initially the decision might be wrong also, which is okay, which will give you an experience, but don't do a repeat of that experience again. So initially, don't go by what your mind says. Typically, when mind says, it is more towards sensual attraction, sensual gratification. But sometimes if you use intelligence will give you the right direction. Okay, so we'll go to that second chapter. Then in that second chapter, there are a lot of workshops in which we'll put you in a particular situation and then make you a decision. Then you will see how can you take a decision, or what is the right decision you can take.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So there are practical ways of seeing decision making, which applies at all levels: professional, corporate, office, house, family. These are all so many situations. But how do we take that? Is one more. Okay, we'll stop till, because this Pulakshaya Pranashanti and then other things we'll get into the next section. He's talking about another set of reasons. So far reasons he has seen is about papam, about goodness, about happiness. All those things are all preliminary level of reasons. And then he will go from substantiated reasoning. He'll say the family will be destroyed, kulam, the tradition will be destroyed, the hereditary will go, all the men will be destroyed, the family will be going off, then it will become Varna Shankara. So all those things will start coming in the coming sections. Okay, we still have that last portion of section from 39th sloka to 46th sloka. So we'll continue that in the coming next session. Okay, we will stop here.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Until this one.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very good.
So for next class, we will continue to complete reading these slokas for chapter 1.
Yes. We'll
Okay.
continue to finish chapter 1. We'll have a small revision also. Then what is the important portion? So today we saw Arjuna's compassion portion. Arjuna talking about enjoyment. Without family, they will never enjoy, Then sinful reactions also, like what we ever think. Right? From then the destruction of dynasty, all those things also he will try to convey specific set of reasons. So we will.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.